Welcome to episode 6 of Kick Chicks. I'm Gabrielle Rudolph.
And I'm Sammy Smith.
And we are excited to be back. It's been a little bit, but now we are back to our little schedule. So I guess we're going to start off today by talking about diamonds. And I wore my brand new diamond ring. So I guess let's just start off with our recaps and talk about our weekend. You can go first, Sammy, because you had a monumental weekend.
Well, already going into the weekend, I just felt a lot of pressure. I don't really know how many people knew that it was my last tournament, but I definitely knew that it was going to be my last tournament. You know, competing for 20 years on the circuit, my body's definitely feeling it, and I'm starting to transition and move into some other things, which I guess we'll talk about in a little bit. So, you know, I already felt the weight on my shoulders that I had for myself, just because I knew like this was the end, and it was kind of like bittersweet. And every time I would think about it, I would get pretty emotional. But you know, just the hype, you know, thanks to the Paul Mitchell Instagram, you know, Jackson, you know, just saying that, you know, just trying to hype me up. You know, it was good because like that was kind of like what I needed going into the tournament, because I almost felt a little bit like the underdog again, because I haven't really competed much. So it was nice to just kind of have that publicity going into the tournament, but it was also adding to the pressure at the same exact time. You know, I'm usually nervous going to tournaments, but for some reason, I mean, not some reason, but I was just very extra nervous going into this one. As far as the actual tournament itself goes, I had a very, very rough start to my weekend. The first two weapons divisions, I didn't do so hot. I actually got thirds, which, you know, I can't remember the last time I got a third place. But yeah, but I don't know how to say that, you know. But anyway, then I had one more shot to, you know, potentially you know, win. And I was really trying to break a record because I was at 7 going into the weekend, and the record was 8, but I really was trying to break it. So I was really hoping for 9. So I had to at least win 1 weapons and 1 forms. So I got into musical, I believe it was the last division. And I was feeling like really pumped. I was like, all right, I'm going to get this one. Like this is going to be my division. And I got past my intro. I threw like an aerial full, like touching down with the chucks. And it was so hype. And then literally about like 30, not even 30 seconds into my form, my first pass, I thought I threw my chuck and it just like didn't go up at all, and I dropped. So in that moment, I knew like, you know, it was kind of over for me to break a record unless I did traditional weapons, but I hadn't trained it. So, you know,
I was going to say, I was hoping to see that traditional weapons come back because you won.
I'm not gonna lie, Friday night, I was thinking about it. I was like, there's still a way for me to win this, but I didn't have a uniform. I didn't have a bow. And I know I could have probably made it happen, but
I had an extra gi. Could have slipped you in a punok.
That would have been like a dress on me.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so anyway, the weapons, I was so like upset. I just remember like I just like had to like leave the building. Came back. I was able to win extreme forms and musical forms that night because I was so like mad. I was like, I gotta win.
I saw like that vein popping out of your neck and it forms. Dude, your hands looked fast.
Yeah.
Especially on stage. I think I was super emotional because as long as I had been doing NASCA, Sammy Smith has been there and been dominant. So watching you on stage, knowing like this is the last time I'm going to watch one of my best friends compete, I was tearing up so bad. I'm so happy that you competed after I did, because I would
I would
not have had the mental.
No, next to you. Yeah. But it's really nice to, you know, be able to compete with you throughout the years, and, you know.
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry on the internet. We're not going to do that today.
We might do that today. We might.
But yeah, you had an awesome weekend. And
thank you.
Now you're up there tied with the greats. So
yeah. But the thing is that we still had a runoff on Friday night after everything was over. Like, I can't remember the last time I did 7 forms in one night. Like, that's just crazy. I mean, I can't remember because I think it was Ocean State. But like, but you know, it was like, you know, it's always like, interesting having to do your all those forms in one night and just like when you think you're done, you're not done. You got to keep going, going, going. But luckily, I was able to win that runoff, so I felt pretty good going into the overall. And then, yeah, just did my form the next day. Hope for the best. Was able to tie the record, and then I knew I had a plan going into the weekend all along. As long as I got my eighth ring, I was gonna make a short speech, just because like I feel like in my mind, that's how I could like wrap up this entire career. So it like made sense for me to do that. People don't usually tell you to like announce your retirement, but like
A lot of people don't announce it
yeah,
because they want to
yeah,
pop in and pop out.
yeah.
So
That was kind of me though for like the past 2 years. I was like popping in and out. Like so low key, I feel like I was kind of retired before COVID because that was like really like when I was going hard in NASCA and just like doing all the tournaments, and then COVID happened, and you get older, you move on to other things, and I was popping in and out, but it's just time to call it a
hang
call
up
it
the
a
check.
career. Yeah. But let's talk about your weekend because you
Okay.
also accomplished something very nice as well. So
I am going to say, hey, I'm sure a 30+ ring would be nice too in the
can you
future.
imagine? You know what? Maybe. Can you just imagine like come back
Retirement for
later
now.
and I'm just like, just kidding, I'm back.
People would die. Oh my gosh. Well, I had a very great weekend. I won traditional Japanese forms challenge, and Japanese Okinawan. I got third in Korean forms, and then I got straight nines in my runoff. So I was feeling pretty good about that. This was a big win for me. I had two major goals written for myself at the beginning of this year. The first one was to win Warrior Cup because it was the first time that women's traditional forms would be its own division. So for me, it was like, oh, I want to be the first one. And then as it's a new division this year, I knew that I really wanted to be the first traditional women's forms diamond ring winner. So like the two big things that I wanted to accomplish this year, I'm very happy that I got to do. But diamonds has always been very special to me. It was Jackson's first tournament on stage in 2008 with traditional forms
I think I
when
remember
he was
that.
a little baby. And then it was actually my first tournament on stage when I was 18. I was a late bloomer. Sammy being on stage at like 5.
It's okay. No judging.
Or Kenpo forms. I didn't even have to run a form during the day because there was no one else in the division.
Were we on stage
Then I was
together?
able to do this Kenpo with an M. It was basically just a Japanese form on stage. And that's what sparked my career. So, yeah.
Hey, you know what? Whatever gets your foot in the door, and just get
It
people
takes
like
that first time on stage for judges to see you and recognize you as one of the top competitors, and it takes off.
yeah, for
So
sure.
I think people don't realize how important diamonds is because it's the only tournament that has documented history of every winner.
Yeah, I was looking at
No other tournament does that. I just find that so cool.
I think it was the website, or it was like a little pamphlet that's like sitting on the seat. That's is the pamphlet that
Yeah.
shows all the years and who won what. That's pretty cool. It is a very historic tournament.
History. And we have our names on that list. And that's
Heck yeah.
all I wanted to do. I'm so happy. The pamphlet.
The
And
pamphlet.
did you know how expensive the diamond rings are?
Are we allowed to say how expensive they are?
I did not, because when you win a diamond ring, it comes with a little certificate.
Yeah.
Appraised for over $3,000.
Yeah, they got expensive as the time goes on because it used to say
Yeah.
2,000. But
There's real little diamonds in there. That's crazy. Anyways, Sammy, let's talk a little bit about your career and where Sammy Smith is going next.
where I'm going next. All right. So first of all, I just want to clear the air here. I am still involved in sport karate. I'm not. Just because I'm done competing doesn't mean that I have left the sport karate world. I think it's kind of funny, and it kind of made me a little sad. He's gonna get a kick out of this. Our number one fan, Elijah, from Team Paul Mitchell. He always makes. First of all, thank you for the support for us. We really appreciate that from all of the Paul Mitchell family. But he made like a really like it was kind of sad. He made like a video like. It was the song like "When I See You Again," like that sad song.
Yes.
Like he was like, "Oh, like goodbye." Everyone's saying goodbye. Like I'm still alive. I'm still alive.
I haven't seen that. Oh my gosh, am I gonna go watch it next and cry?
I think it's on
Probably.
my Instagram or my Facebook. I don't know, but it was very sweet of him to make that video. So I definitely appreciate
That is
it a
so
lot.
well.
But
I've been having my Instagram troubles, so that's
yeah,
probably why. For
yeah.
those of you out there, Gabrielle Karate has been disabled because Instagram thinks that I'm imitating a celebrity. So that has been fun. Oh my gosh. So I promised I have not blocked anybody because at least 10 people have asked me why I blocked them, which is just
Gabrielle,
not true.
Why did you block?
In the meantime, plug my new Instagram is Gabrielle.Rudolph. Yo, sue Instagram. I would love to sue Instagram. I would get a lot of money. Okay. Let's move on.
Wait, I was in the middle of my
what were you saying? Sorry.
I was trying to say that I'm still going to be involved in the sport karate world. I'm still teaching my lessons, just taught a few of them today. Still available for seminars in case anybody is interested. It's just that I've now kind of shifted my focus. Right now I'm in grad school to become an elementary teacher. So I'm really excited about that. I love just like teaching kids and trying to motivate them and inspire them in any way. So I feel like for the time being, because right now is not really the right time for me to have a karate studio. I tried and it's just hasn't seemed to work out yet. But for the time being, I want to get my career started in there, and then hopefully I could have an after-school karate program and then just build it up from there. But still involved in the sport karate world. Still gonna be doing our podcast. And maybe I'll come to a tournament in the future just to watch and kind of just see what's going on. So
you have to. It's like a rite of passage.
I might.
Okay. Let's move on. Let's talk about our favorite performances from Diamonds because
this year Diamonds.
It could be any Diamonds.
Okay.
But I have a special one from this Diamonds.
Go ahead. You want to start it?
Dude, I have never seen Dawson Holt look as good as he did.
That was what I was going to say.
That was the best form I've ever seen him do. It was very reminiscent of Kalman.
Yes.
And I don't know. I just feel like Dawson's always looked good, but something just like snapped in him. He was on this weekend. I do want to watch his form for our friends to watch with us. This is my first time doing this. Share screen.
Hopefully nobody's laptop dies or anything happens like that.
Oh my gosh. Let's work on it. Bam. And share screen.
I'm not seeing it. Just okay.
Oh no.
Let's go, Dawson.
You see it?
Let's go, Dawson.
Is it showing? It was not working.
Uh-oh.
Okay, never mind. Well, we tried to do the videos. We're gonna move on. Anyway,
Where's Jackson? Maybe he can help us out. Is Jackson in the
I was asking Jackson if he could help us, but in the meantime,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it first, and then maybe we can, get Jackson to help us out in the meantime.
Yes. Okay.
I thought it was very interesting that he actually hurt himself during sync on Friday morning. Did you know that? You didn't know that? Yeah, his whole knee was like swollen up.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah. That just goes to show you that like sport karate people are just built different because
they're built different. But it adds to the lore because he can say that when he won his diamond ring, he was injured. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I think it's crazy how the entire arena essentially was cheering on Dawson. Like I had never seen something like that. The entire crowd. Oh,
are we gonna get? Oh,
yay! Thank you, Jackson, for helping us. Let's watch Dawson now.
are we going to get the audio? That's the real question.
I know, that is the real question. It's okay. We don't need audio for good karate.
That's right.
Your producer is speaking. Nobody can hear you if the audio plays.
Oh, okay. Oh. I guess we could either just let the video speak for itself, or we can.
Yeah, we'll talk after the video's over.
Okay. I just want to make a note for everybody. Just watch what he does in the beginning, because the intro, this was sick.
You should talk about
Oh, thank you, Jackson. Like I said, guys, this was the first time that we were.
Okay, ready? Everyone just watch what's about to happen. That
move was
crazy.
sick.
That was I've never it was just a cartwheel, but it was the way that he did it was insane.
See, it looked so cool to me that I did not realize it was just a cartwheel.
I couldn't see either, because for one, I had just gotten off the stage at this point and I was not wearing my glasses, so I didn't know what he did, but I just knew it was sick. And then I rewatched the video and I was like, yeah, that's what I thought it was.
That Webster too.
He's so clean with his sword, and his kicks just on point.
Bam.
This was very Kalman-esque, and I told him that like afterwards, and it's just really cool because last time we saw Kalman, I believe it was 2011. That was his last form that he did blindfolded.
Yes,
it's really cool to kind of see like a reincarnated version. Although Dawson is his own person, but that's a great person
because he has worked with Kalman, so it's like a little homage to his teacher. Bam.
It really looks like he's fighting somebody when he does his form, which I could really appreciate, because I feel like a lot of forms nowadays, they're kind of just like, couldn't say the same, and just the performance, just everything at the end. And watch this, he like walks up to get his sword. Like that was, I don't know, I just thought it was pretty baller.
So I'm like, that was so good. Yeah, that was definitely one of my favorite performances of the entire weekend.
I got literally like goosebumps like watching him.
Yeah. My favorite thing, so on the side of the stage, I was sitting next to D-Stacks, and as everybody was chanting, Dawson, Dawson, he goes, I love the three of you equally.
That's funny. I mean, that's what Paul Mitchell's all about. So that's really sweet.
No, all three of those boys really, really brought it this weekend. Mm-hmm. It was one of those divisions where it's like it could go anyway, and it would be fair anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So this.
Wait, 1 second.
Yes.
I just want to quickly say this. I don't think we have a video of him, but it was very nice to see a fellow chucker just like get like the respect that he deserved. Jet, from
yes,
right? He's on IQ.
Yes.
Yes. His form really surprised me. I was watching the runoffs, and Adamas went first, and he's really good with the chucks. He does a lot of crazy like manipulations and tosses and spins and all of that. But when Jet like did his form again, he was actually trying to hurt somebody with his strikes, and he had a lot of power. So that's something that I could definitely appreciate over the fanciness sometimes, because he had both. He had the strong strikes, and he did have some tricks and also some acrobatic tricks as well. So it was just really refreshing to see like a new face and a new chucker, like, just win. And, I'm really glad that he was able to just kind of get his foot in the door, especially at Diamonds. And it was such a great win for him.
Yeah. And he hits hard for a little bitty thing.
Yeah. I don't know how old he is, but he definitely is hitting hard.
He's 9 and under still.
9 and under? Oh my gosh. I remember those days.
I might be wrong. But yeah, leading us into Sport Karate Zone's Ultimate Grand Championship. It was awesome. And I know I'm a little biased, but I feel like all of those kids threw down. It was such a cool championship. So youth, we had Piper, Amanda, Adamas, and Carter. And then for the juniors, we had Avery, Pia, Judah, and Lex.
Whoo!
Yeah, what a lineup. But that's kind of how they used to do it back in the day, right?
Yes. So when I was a junior, it was 2 boys, 2 girls, traditional and CMX together. It's been such a long time. I hope I'm getting this right. I'm pretty sure that's the way it was, because it was me, Jackson, Amanda, like Danny, like all the time. So it's kind of interesting how, now they've separated the boys from the girls. Maybe people are not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I think the boys and the girls should be together, like at least for the juniors. I feel like it's definitely different when we get to the adults, because
I do agree with that.
our bodies are just different. But at least for the juniors, I definitely like. I was competing against Micah and Danny and Jackson and Andrew Franklin and Austin Crane, like these, crazy names that have pushed me. And, although Kenzie, I will always say that because of her, she pushed me to where I am.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also me having to compete against the boys. Like, that's what got the power and the oomph, like, out of me to strike harder and, try to trick like a boy and all that stuff. So I really don't think like I would be at where I am today without like the push from them. So I honestly think it should go back to that way. And I definitely think it's helpful for the sport.
I think it was just fun to watch.
Yeah.
Everybody was so excited to see how those divisions would go down. Someone who I thought looked fantastic was Piper on Team Leclerc.
Yeah.
Like, she wanted it, and she did win the division, but she looked awesome. I think she did a triple spin at the end. I mean, I'm not a chucker. You would know.
Yeah. That is. Oh, we're gonna get a video. Okay. Well,
Thank you, Jackson. Producer Jackson.
Yeah. So for the triple with nunchucks, I think it's actually harder. Jackson, please don't get mad at me, but I think it's harder to do a triple with nunchucks than it is with any other weapon. Just because the weapon could bend. If you don't give it enough power, and sometimes I feel like it has a mind of its own, and it's a smaller weapon. It's definitely harder to control. But let's watch her form. Let's see what happens.
She's so little. Ooh,
X out. It's always funny watching her forms, because I'm definitely seeing some of my forms from the years like put into this.
Yes, her hands are fast.
Yes, and she could trick pretty well too. So.
Pop. I love that we both said that.
Yes. This is exactly what I sound like when I'm teaching my students. Boom. Pop. A lot of difficult
releases.
Yeah.
V-twist.
And round off. Fly. Oh, full. Oh, I thought she was gonna flash, and she full twist. So that's even harder. So.
And her form is long too. That was a nice sidekick.
That was 2 spins right there. And I believe she has a triple at the end, like right here, coming soon. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Dang. That was a nice form. Yes.
It was very good.
Good job, Piper.
Yes. Maybe we can get her on the show soon. We've been having some junior competitors. So, maybe we can have her on the upcoming shows.
I would love to continue our minis, our little contest that we did, because we had Amanda Duarte in the past. So we definitely want to bring in the next generation. So yeah, it was Piper, Amanda, Adamas, and Carter on stage. So hey, Piper beat 2 of those boys. So it just goes to show that girls can do it. Now, talking about the youth grand champion or the junior grand championship, we had Avery, Pia, Judah, and Lex. Now, I was warming up for my division, so I didn't get to see it, but going back afterwards and watching all of the Sport Karate Zone videos on YouTube, they all brought it.
Yeah.
And, I think Pia competed with a Shotokan form or a Shotokan adjacent kata, which was Sansai, and I'd never seen her do Shotokan before, so that was definitely a surprise. And I guess a little homage to her brother, because Diego used to compete with that form for a while, and he did sync with Connor Chastain doing that kata. So it was very interesting to see. Lex,
Yes, I was just about to talk about him. I have never seen him compete ever in my life. And truthfully, I did go back and watch the video. I did not see it in person either because I was also warming up during that time. Um, I've obviously heard of him, but I've never seen him compete. So again, it's very great to see another fresh face on the stage, especially at Diamonds. That's like crazy for that to be your first stage performance. His form, I do want to talk about this, was very reminiscent of Jacob Ellis.
Yes.
The choreography in the beginning, and I am all for that. I think, first of all, I think Jacob Ellis, if you don't know who he is, he was actually my first NASCA friend like that I ever had. Yeah. But he just had choreography, like his form was super choreographed, like, and that's how it should be in a musical division. Like the musicality was just amazing with him.
He hit every single beat.
Yeah, and it's cool to kind of see a little bit of like, reminiscence of like his form. I do think that, as maybe we approach like this type of style, everyone should still create their own take on it just so that it still stays fresh because, not a lot of people are doing that today. So the fact that we're seeing that makes it different.
In Iron Man form, and this was an Avengers form because this was more of like the Thanos snap, but I did see a lot of those like Iron Man type movements.
Yeah, and then Ben, right, who's also on AKA during the runoffs for his bow form, he was doing, I want to say it was like a Star Wars type thing. I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars.
Oh, I was recording, so I was like half focusing on my phone, half watching him.
But it was kind of like that same type of like vibe, which is cool. Like I said, I'm a fan of it. I think we should do it. Just make it your own.
Yeah, no, but what was just so sweet to me, because as I was watching that runoff division where Lex was fighting for his spot on stage, I think he was going against like Wasim and Aiden Guernsey, like some good names, and seeing him win and all of those AKA boys running into huddle and like congratulate, I had tears in my eyes. It was so heartwarming to see.
That's great. Yeah, that's what the sport should be. I'm a fan.
Okay, now Judah won the division.
Yes, we love Judah. He's so good.
Judah's form, he stomped it. Like
he always does though. Like he's consistent. Like that's one thing that I really like about Judah is like what you're gonna get when you see him, and it's greatness. But like like he's pretty consistent. I have rarely seen him make a mistake, mess up, or drop. Like very few times. Which is really impressive because his form is super, super, super difficult. And he's just, an amazing kid. So he definitely deserves like all the spotlight that he's getting. And it looks like we're about to watch his form now.
I feel like he is kind of the bar right now in that youth division, and he keeps raising it because his stuff just keeps getting harder and harder and harder. So
I would definitely say so as well. If I was competing against Judah, I would be scared.
Girl, I don't even do CMX, and I do too. And he's someone that we've seen grow up in the sport, because I remember seeing Judah as like a little kid being on stage for the first few times.
I remember judging him during COVID, and he was doing like cartwheel double folds in his like driveway.
Oh my gosh.
And there we go, cartwheel double fold.
Too neat.
Now, it would be cool if we saw a double sword form from him, I will say. I would be very curious to see how that would look.
Has he ever done double sword? I like both hands on the...
I don't know if he has. Not sure. Just super clean.
Is this tricking technically dark side? Because I know most people...
Yeah, well, I'm assuming that he's a lefty. That's why he's tricking to the right, because most people do trick to the left. Two spin.
Nice. It's such a small spot to try to catch too.
That is true. If I did sword, I'd be afraid I would catch it the wrong way.
Ooh.
Three.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Do like one spin.
Catch. It's just like one after another, after another, after another.
We just saw two great sword forms.
Yes, we did.
And And I would say that they are the best people doing sword right now.
Oh, 1000%. I
Yeah.
agree. Okay. So let us move on.
Let's see what
Let's
we got
talk
here.
about
This topic.
music in the night show.
Yes. Ben Jones was the first person to say, "Thank you, Diamonds, for letting us use your music."
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't really pertain to me because being a traditionalist, I will never have to use music on stage. But I mean, just from a spectator standpoint,
Yeah.
it made it so much more fun to watch.
I would say I was very relieved when I found out that I could use my own music because it just hits different. Like, who wants to use the elevator music when they do their forms? Like, oh no, it just yeah,
It's such a sticky situation because on one hand, it makes the night show a million times more fun to watch.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like if we want our sport to grow and get televised and get sponsorships, like we need non-copyright. So it's like,
But at the same time, there's like ice skaters that use like radio edits. Like, why can they get it and we can't? Like,
I never thought of that.
yeah. And you know, when you're using your song, like people know you for your song. Like I used the Rihanna song that I used to use back in 2016. I was trying to use like because the one song I used was the Diamond song, so that was like very like gimmicky. But I wanted to at least make sure that I used one song that was like I think that people would know me for. So that's why I chose that song, and that's the exact reason why we should be able to use the songs of our choice because it's like it's our performance that goes hand in hand with what we're doing. So I feel like to just limit the music and just make it very generic, it's not helping the sport, like in my opinion. So thank you, Mr. Carnahan, for letting us use our songs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Lindsay Little said, yeah, I could tell who's going by what the song is playing and you know where to run to. That's exactly that. It's part of like the hype and the, oh my God, so-and-so is going. Like we got to go watch.
Yeah. Lindsay.
Yeah. Totally agree, 100%.
But I mean, watching Lex's form to the Avengers music was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't get that with
I know. Yeah, you can. You definitely can. But so I don't know what we have to do moving forward, but whatever Mr. Carnahan was able to do it, you know, I just don't understand why some of the other promoters can't just do that. I don't know.
Right? I know. That's what I think too. Oh, do you know who else I was wanting to see on stage, but it just wasn't their weekend?
Who?
Philip Vermeer.
Yes, another.
I love watching him compete.
I 100%. He's one of my favorite people to watch. He's got it all. He's super clean. He has the tricks. He has the performance. He has the power. Like he's very entertaining, and it's like he throws crazy tosses. And he had some like new upgrades that I was watching as well. And you know, it's unfortunate when you know you just train so hard for something and it doesn't go your way. But that's also the beauty in it because it forces you to push harder. And I am certain that he is going to just like he's gonna break records too. He's gonna win a lot of overalls next year.
Yeah, I mean it's hard.
Like, he's in a hard division. He's with like
even just getting on stage your first year as an adult is hard.
Yeah.
Philip Vermeer, thank you, Jackson.
Jackson to the rescue.
Jackson to the rescue.
Beat twist, cork.
Dang.
Solid. He reminds me of Tyler. Like he has Tyler like energy.
Very explosive. But I mean, it's hard just getting on stage your first year as an adult. Like just doing that is difficult, period. So the fact that he has done that and won an ISKA and is having so many upgrades.
And I know he used to train with Rudy. I don't know if he still does, but you can see it in some of his like cuts in his style, like what he does throughout his form, that he has some Rudy influence. So, you know, a lot of the people that are really great today, they've trained with like Paul Mitchell legends and it shows. So yeah. I love this part. That's like very Rudy, like right there.
That is very OG. That was cool.
And then right here, pretty soon, he's gonna do a Webster half. That's really hard, especially to do in the middle of your form.
Oof. Those
And he had
front kicks,
solid
yeah.
kicks, like the jump front kick on point, which is really important to have. Like this
Also, shout out to his older brother Mike for helping us record so much for Sport Karate Zone.
He just did a cartwheel, like double leg full twist and passed it behind his back.
Oh my gosh.
Very impressive to like do when you just want to get your form over with. Yeah. Solid.
Yeah, that was nice.
Ooh, good work.
We love to see it. And
Yes.
Rashad made a comeback.
Yes, Rashad. I didn't get a chance to see him at all this entire weekend. I didn't not one form did I see from him, and I was hoping to. But yeah, it was very nice to see Rashad. He's always a very entertaining competitor, which is good for the the sport. And he's solid. He's another like really
weapons he competed with this weekend. Did he pull out any crazy weapons? I don't think I've seen any.
Are we gonna get a Rashad video too?
Oh, we're getting a Rashad video.
Yo, now I'll be able to see a Rashad form. Oh, okay.
Yeah, oh, was that under the leg?
That's hard to do with a bow.
Imagine.
Nice.
But the crazy thing too is, even though he was away doing the cruise, he was doing sport karate every single day.
Yeah.
So he was essentially training for tournaments every single day.
That is true. I don't know what their schedule is like, when they're rehearsing for things, but I have seen him like post some Instagram videos of like him just working out in the gym there. It's good. It's definitely probably a different type of training than what we're all used to, but
yeah.
Yes.
Mamba.
And I feel like he is another one that sometimes doesn't really get the credit that he deserves. Like he is really throwing some really creative just weapon manipulations. And, there have definitely been some people throughout the years that don't get enough credit. Like I was saying before, with Jacob Ellis, even Cole Presley, like he was there this past weekend, but just reminded me, like, I don't feel like he got like the recognition that he deserved. And it's sad, but, Rashad is definitely one of those people as well. So hopefully now that Rashad is back, we could definitely see a lot more from him in 2025. And
how old is Rashad?
I think he's 28. I want to say 20. No, he can't be 29.
But I could see him like staying long enough and then just like gradually moving up into 30 plus and taking everything.
I could see Rashad still competing in the 30 plus.
Oh, I don't think I ever see Rashad retiring. He loves the sport.
He's gonna be in the division with a walker, and that's gonna be his weapon.
No, I'm going to I don't think NASCA will ever get rid of me. I'm gonna have babies and compete alongside my babies. It's gonna be like
big division
kind of situation. But as we are kind of at the end of our podcast, because I know we want to make this like not super long and just talking about our weekend. Who do we see being the next greats in the sport? There's so many.
Well, we could also talk about what we want to see for 2025. So along with the music
being number one for me. Yes.
I mean, I feel like I've said some of these things in our previous podcast, but it's always good to just reiterate for some people. I still stand by that. I think judges should be separate. There's no reason for them to be sitting in front together, huddled up, because they're only going to convince each other like that they should change their score. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, we already do it for traditional challenge.
Exactly. So why can't we do it for extreme? And then everyone gets a separate view, because right now everyone's looking at the same view. Like, like maybe two people are to the side, but it's still like in the center. I definitely think
it's kind of cool to see CMX competitors have to turn around and have to play to the back of the ring too, because if the judges are at the corners, they don't want to.
Yeah. That's true. I usually don't like going to the back for that exact reason. But if we have judges in the back, it could, change the way that our routines look. So that would be another way to kind of like keep it fresh. I'd like to see 30 plus on stage, maybe men versus women. Yeah.
Me too.
There are a lot of talented 30 plus competitors, and they definitely deserve the spotlight too.
Yeah. My mom was on stage at AmeriKick in their night show, and she competed against Jeff, which was so crazy, like my mom and one of my coaches. So I thought
That's really cool. Yeah, definitely
very
for sure. Yeah. As far as anything else for 2025, the creative form division definitely has to be like revamped in some way. I don't know. It's just
I know. I feel like we keep saying this year after year
yes.
after year.
And that's the
I'm
other thing
happy.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We keep saying the same things and we're gonna keep saying the same things, but somebody has to change it. Like somebody has to just I don't know how, but creative forms definitely it's like what is that division? Is it just like a dumbed down extreme form division? Like
In runoffs, it's always going to be so difficult for the creative form person to win. Because when they're doing their form and they do a butterfly kick, the judges are like, "Oh, he won creative."
yeah, and that's not fair either. So I see both like sides to it. I definitely think that what Lindsay's saying about a minimum trick requirement, I think that's a great idea. That's
I like
fantastic.
it.
And maybe like that you actually have to incorporate some like side kicks or front kicks or roundhouse kicks like traditionally in a form.
Mhm.
That would be great. I know a lot of the keyboard warriors stop talking then.
No, oh my gosh. Hey, Lindsay, we want to see you out here competing. We see you in the gym. Come on, put that belt on. We're waiting.
Yeah. Do you have anything else for 2025 before we start talking about who we want to see? Do you have any other?
I saw an improvement in the choreography for musical forms. I think we could do like even more.
Yeah. But we need the music to stay for the stage. If we want this sport, we need the music to stay.
Yes, we do. But have you felt like the criteria for judging has been influenced since they put an exclamation point saying it needs to be choreographed to the music? Or do you think it's just stayed
A
the same?
little bit.
The only instance in which I really saw it was Lex winning runoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm being, because he did creative, I believe.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He
So
did.
for me, that was like, okay, I see you, judges. I
Yeah.
applaud you, judges.
I just don't want everybody to be doing that and it all looks the same. Like I said, I'm a fan of that. Just like make it to you, or else we're gonna be back in the same predicament of having everybody's doing these forms now and they all look the same.
Yeah.
A lot of judges
know,
are
she
still
said
not
that
Yeah.
makes me sad. I hope that that's something that they work on for next year. Because Pia has a very nicely choreographed form to her music.
Mhm.
She's one of the people who does that really, really well.
Do they let you use music again? Like I know that was like a thing for like
So this past year, they made it a rule that traditional forms to music
right.
is a no
Yeah,
in
but
the musical forms division.
But aren't people using music still, or am I just like
No,
out of the loop on that?
but Pia's CMX form is what I'm talking about.
No, okay.
Yes.
Mm,
But yeah, I hope that's something that we see change for next year.
for
Oh,
sure.
Carolina said just on stage you can use music.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yes, for
At least
CMX,
stage.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So 2025, who do we think is going to just be the best? I think I'm still staying by Judah
Me too.
for sure.
But that group of boys, so it's like Judah, Wasim, Jackson Hensley, Aiden Guernsey, Lex, they're all super talented. But I
Yes.
just feel like as everybody keeps getting better and better, Judah's just like new trick,
Yeah.
new move.
You know who Judah? You know who is like comparable? I feel like, but Judah is like Dallas Lou. Do you remember Dallas?
Zuko?
Is that the Avatar name? I didn't see the Avatar movie, so I don't know. But Judah is like the modern day Dallas Lou, even though Judah the sword and Dallas did bow. It's just like that aura. I
Grit.
don't know. Just
Yeah.
like cleanliness, tricks, power, just in a different way that we're not seeing from everybody else. And I can't pinpoint what exactly it is. It's just there.
It.
It's just it. They have
I mean,
it.
all of the boys have it, but it's crazy. But
Yes.
I see all of that little girl group just going crazy during this little winter break and coming back looking insane.
They're gonna have their
All these
winter
little
art.
girls, Piper, Maddie, Olivia, I just feel like something's gonna happen. They're gonna look really good next year.
I want to see some girls throwing cartwheel double fulls and cork splits again and gainer splits and Webster. Come on, what do you guys have to do? Actually, I think Alice is doing crazy tricks like that. I want to see more.
Alice's tricks are just
more.
so pretty. Her lines are so clean.
Yes, she's a cheerleader, so everything is like proper, which is good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But Judah, for me at least, it's Judah, Philip, Piper, Jet.
Yes.
Who else? I don't know.
We have like the same ones.
Yeah. That's my list of people. It's very short, unfortunately, but
I think our 3 JPM CMX competitors are just
they're solid.
Because you look at what they were doing last year and you think, how can they top that? And then they come out this year and they top it. So I'm very excited for next year.
Someone's gonna need some double and triple bows and double swords and swords on fire and bow
Swords
staff.
on fire! Call us on fire!
We need the fire now. That's what's next.
Lindsay Little said Gavin Dollar height on trad weapons. I don't know if I've seen.
I haven't
seen these trad weapons.
actually.
I know Gavin Dollar height.
Is he on competitive edge?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I saw his trad weapon form. I think he had an unfortunate like bobble with his bow during the runoffs, from what I remember. And I'm pretty sure everyone went, "Oh," so that didn't help him at all. But I think that's who I saw. But yeah, he was very strong and very good. Yes, we need weapons on fire, or we need glowing weapons, but like legit weapons, not like
show.
Maybe we need something
so crazy.
Because wait. Back in the day, Sammy Vasquez, if you don't know who he was, you should YouTube him. He used to do, I want to say it was like a flat, like a switch flash or something like that. And he used to spit water. It was kind of gross when you think about it, but like he used to like spit water when he did the trick, and it would like go everywhere. And that was really cool, but that kind of became his thing. And then you had Vince Johnson taking off his gi top, but like laying it over his like uniform. Yes. If you haven't seen the video, you should watch. I don't know exactly.
I have so much to YouTube after today's
Johnson. He would keep his gi on, but it would like he would take it off and it would fold over. So he would be doing his like comma form, and the uniform would be like spinning around because it was still tied to him, which was sick. Like these people back in the day had their own little like water, uniform, like whatever, and just some things that like you remember them by. Like that is what we need for 2025. So I think people should start coming up with some
niches.
Yes, for sure. That's the homework of the generation for this next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Find something that makes you stand out.
Yes. Flaming katas. Yes. Now we're gonna get in trouble.
On fire.
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? People are gonna show up and be like, "Oh, Sammy and Gabrielle told me I need to set my weapons on fire." We are not responsible for any weapons on fire.
This podcast is not being held liable for anybody who lights himself on fire.
Yes, NASCA, do not sue us. Do not sue us.
Please do not sue us.
It was just an idea.
Anyway, don't sue us.
Yes. I think I feel like that was our topics of discussion, and
I think we brought up everything that we wanted to talk about: our weekend, your career, who we see being the next greats, and people who stood out to us at NASCA at Diamonds. Before we end, Ben Kugia snapped his bow, kept going, and won the division.
Is that runoffs?
No, that was a regular division.
Oh.
It was sick.
I mean,
Now I can.
No one knew that it was broken,
You heard an audible,
and he just kept going,
and he won. It was insane.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I thought so too. I think I got it on recording. I think it's on Sport Karate Zone. So
I'll have to check it out after.
yes.
Oh, are we about to get? Oh, okay. We're about to get. But the thing is, we won't know when it happens because we can't.
That's true. I'm sure you'll be able to see it in people's faces. There.
Go, man, go!
Look at that girl's face in the background.
Go, man, go!
He threw it and it stayed together.
Yeah. Well, he has a grip on it, I think.
Wow.
He's doing all, and it's staying together. Look at all those people. Yeah.
I want to know why he did that to the floor. If I knew that my bow was like kind of broken,
I think he full sent it.
He did. I mean, which is great, but I don't think I would have the. I don't know. I don't think I could do that. But anyway, it worked out for him. So, yeah.
Yes. Well, I think that was a really good way to finish the show for tonight.
Yes. Before we go, I do just, because I'm probably not going to get another chance to talk about the diamonds again, and just kind of like wrap everything up.
We'll talk about it next year. Don't say that.
Yeah, next year. Yeah, I mean, maybe. It would be pretty cool to be inducted to the Hall of Fame, which your husband was. So
yes, he was. I am looking at his little trophy now.
There we go. But yes, it was a very nice time for, just like I said earlier in the show, it was a very bittersweet like moment for me, and I just wanted to just like thank all of my coaches throughout the years: Matt, Daniel, Lauren, Caitlin, Jenny Espina back in the day, Ross Levine. They all, some of you guys don't know about that, but they have all helped me with my journey and everything like that. And, my parents, of course, and my dad was able to come to the tournament and support me along with my boyfriend, which was very nice for him to be there. So I just wanted to thank everybody as part of my journey as, we're wrapping up just the Diamonds episode. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Your dad watching you was so sweet. Yeah. Anyways, beautiful. Thank you for hanging out with the Kick Chicks. I'm Gabrielle Rudolph.
And I'm Sammy Smith.
And we will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.